Gauteng Premier Lesufi will today launch Transport Month. The purpose of the campaign is to highlight service delivery and the importance of transport. eNCA reporter Heidi Giokos is on the story and joins us now live. Heidi, of course, we've covered Transport Month quite extensively here on Channel. We don't necessarily have the correct systems, especially for a busy province like Gauteng. I believe you're with the Premier, maybe to get some answers from him.
Yes, certainly, Masejo, as much as it is the launch of Transport Month, October marking Transport Month, there are still many issues. And earlier on we were in discussion with the MEC for Roads and Transport, who said that I was actually being a little bit harsh in terms of questioning around the state of transport and roads in the province. But we do have the Premier himself, Lesufi, joining us. Thank you so much for your time, Premier. We do appreciate it. It's obviously a very important day. It's yes, also the start. Exciting, yes, but also there are many problems. We can't not mention that. But maybe just speak to us about the importance of sorting out our roads, of sorting out transport in this province, given the importance of Gauteng.
Thank you so much, and thanks for the opportunity. Reality is that we're interlinked with many provinces, we're interlinked with many cities, and here we also received international guests. And that's the purpose to get new ideas, how to improve our roads, to improve our bridges, and also to get new ideas and technology and innovations to ensure that our roads stand beautiful forever and that we don't have a challenge of potholes or roads that when it rains we have challenge. So this is a very important session for us to plant the seed of a future Gauteng that has a strong, agile and infrastructure that can stand the test of time. We are quite aware that the infrastructure that we have is overburdened because the rail is not working, our roads are taking the punishment, and we have new cars that are coming here, and the numbers have increased, our road infrastructure has taken punishment. So you are correct when you say, will this resolve our problem? And I'm excited where I am, that with the exhibitors that I've seen, people that have seen the investment that we're bringing as the Gauteng government, together with the work of some of the municipalities, the future looks much better, and I think we can be hopeful.
I want to speak about the different sectors, though, because there have been issues around taxis, there have also been issues around Uber drivers, but also just recently with Rea Vaya, and all of this is integral in commuting, people in this province. But there are many of those challenges. What are you doing to address these challenges in the different sectors?
Well, unfortunately, some of these things are superimposed on us as the economic hub of the country, as Gauteng. There are national decisions that are outstanding, that are impacting on us, and we have to suffer the consequences of that. I think you'll recall the unfortunate incident that happened at Maponya Mall, where taxi drivers attacked Uber drivers, in areas where some Uber drivers are stopped from operating. The MEC responsible for transport and the national minister have been assisting us to mediate and to resolve that aspect. The Rea Vaya one in Johannesburg as well, it's a municipality contract management that is impacting on us as a province. But I'm glad that the team has finally resolved it. There are some 1 or 2 matters that are still in courts. We are waiting for the courts to make pronouncement. But where we are quite keen to see Rea Vaya moving. Not only Rea Vaya, the Ekurhuleni one, as well as the Tshwane rapid transport program moving. Tshwane is having their own challenges with the strike, and Ekurhuleni are having their own limitation with the budgets. But I said when I started this interview that we're interlinked. So challenges that affects other regions, they end up affecting the province, obviously affecting the country. But we are committed, and that is why we convened this summit to get new ideas so that we can solve our challenges.
I wanted to quickly speak about the realities that citizens have to face. I mean, you're speaking about being content with the fact that Rea Vaya is up and running, but a lot of South Africans and people in Gauteng specifically are really struggling to make ends meet. I mean, there are grand plans, for example, with Gautrain, but you obviously need to continue subsidizing these forms of transport. If you look at what's happening with Patco, Rea Vaya and Metrobus, there's also concern that Metrobus is not operating. How important is it for this province to continue with its subsidy to make the lives of citizens and those commuting and needing to use that transport?
Well, what we are responsible for, we're excited that we've executed. what other arms of government are responsible for, and they are not executing them. We are trying to urge them to resolve those issues. Let's take the PATCO. Within the first 3 months that we took office, we identified all outstanding matters of PATCO as a stumbling block for economic growth and economic development. And I'm glad we've signed a contract almost 10 years with PATCO. It was not there. They were signing a month-to-month programs. We've concluded it. 10 years or more, they can be in a position to budget to get new buses, budget new roads, employ staff, maintain their buses, because they've got a contract that we've given them as a province. And to us, that is very, very important. So if there are challenges, say Metrobus is the municipality, yes, it impacts on us, yes, it affects ordinary citizens. We try to intervene. Like we've intervened with the PRASA team. We are proud the trains are now coming back. The line from Johannesburg to Soweto is open. We've just opened the line to Tembisa. We are finalizing the line to Pretoria or Tshwane, and we will be in a position to finalize the one to Vereeniging as well. So where we can use our muscle, our influence to influence national government to assist us, we are doing that. But where we have to take decisions, I'm one person that takes decision and don't postpone decision. And on the PATCO matter, I'm glad we've taken a decision and PATCO is operational.
Okay, I want to just quickly shift gears, Premier. There's a clear water crisis in this province. Many have called for the mayor to intervene. The mayor came out with a scathing statement to say he takes exception to all of this. But as the Premier of this province, do you not see a leadership crisis? People don't have water, which is a basic human right. It's enshrined in our constitution, and people are really struggling and wondering, where is the leadership?
I'm very angry, very, very angry. I've convened an emergency provincial executive committee of the ANC. I think we are treated badly by national government and other institutions that need to facilitate. I don't mind if Rand has challenges, but consult us, brief us. At the beginning of this year, we're told that they are improving their infrastructure so that we can avoid this kind of a situation. And almost for 20 days or so, they said they are switching off everything, improve the infrastructure, and upon that, we'll not have this kind of a problem. And when they are faced with this problem, do they consult us? Do they brief us? We were treated like any other commoner in our own province. No one had the guards to come, brief us, consult us. We're going to have this kind of a situation so that we can address society. We are missing in action because we don't have information. I'm the Premier of this province. The Minister have not briefed me about this challenge of Rand water. When I saw a circular from Rand water to our communities, I asked, is it fake or true? And they took time to come back to brief me to say, indeed, this is true. And you can't fold our arms and say it's normal. We are very angry. I'm very angry on the issue of water. And you know, I've never gone publicly on it because I'm trying to consult either the head of state or the relevant ministers or the relevant department. But I've convened an emergency meeting of the ANC to share my frustration and for them to guide me. We can't leave this matter unattended. We can have people that don't have electricity, now they don't have water, and we have a society that we really believe that they should just accept these things as a failure of government. It's not a failure of government, it's an incompetence of certain officials, and they must take responsibilities. They can't hide behind politicians because they know politicians have to take the blame and the fault. I'm not ready to do that. Those who are responsible for putting us in this particular mess, they must take full responsibility, and they must face society and say they didn't brief us, they didn't consult us, they took their own decision on all these matters, and we have to come and respond on their behalf. I'm not ready to do that. I'm honestly not ready. On this matter, I'm not ready to take responsibility. We have taken blame and responsibility on something that is not within our competency called electricity. Now we must take water, and people do this because they enjoy the perks in their offices and they don't know the implications that their decisions are having on us. I'm extremely angry on this particular matter.
Okay, Premier, I'm going to ask you a question that I asked the Minister as well last week. He's dealing with an issue that's on a local level. There have been calls for the Mayor to come out. There's a lot of issues. It's not just water, it's not just electricity. There are a lot of issues in the city of Johannesburg. Almost every second week, a building is going up in flames. It's of great concern. Do you, again, not think there's a leadership crisis, especially on the level of the Mayor of the city of Johannesburg?
What about the Mayor of Tshwane? Why are you selective?
No, I understand your question. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have local authority that wants to behave outside the collective leadership. We have intergovernment relations where we plan and strategize. And these municipalities don't attend those meetings. And we must take their fall and take their responsibility and guide them. I'm not prepared to do that. Where we stand will do, and people must judge us on the basis of what we can do and we're mandated to do. We are not mandated to do some of the things that must be done by local authorities. And local authorities are not cooperating with society. Because we are cooperating with society doing interviews, we must be the one that must take their fall. We're not going to do that. Where we stand, Tshwane must resolve that strike. You can't have a mayor that say you can't negotiate with people that are on strike. You can't have a mayor that is firm and say that they are not going to be in a position to agree to a bargaining council, and therefore they can only do this by snubbing and ignoring. You can't work that. As much as we have a water problem in Johannesburg, the entire leadership of Johannesburg, led by the mayor, must take responsibility for this particular matter. If the minister said they don't attend meetings, we can't condone that. But if they themselves, as the city, feel that the minister has not consulted them, we will add our voice because we are not consulted as well. But I'm saying the entire leadership of local authority must wake up. We can't allow our province to go down purely because of poor leadership within some of the local authorities, including the VAD, the Sidibeng area where workers are not paid. Ekurhuleni, we are told that a 4.2 billion rand is forcing them to go into the rate, and they're not going to pay ESCOM and other things. So the entire leadership of local authority needs a special eye, and we've added this item on our emergency PC meeting of the eNCA in Gauteng so that we can attend to these matters.
Okay, thank you so much, Premier. Thank you for your time. I do appreciate it. That is the Premier of Gauteng, Panyaza Lesufi, and I think he was fair, Masego, to say it's not just the city of Joburg that has a number of issues, but it's also Tshwane and Ekurhuleni that are facing serious challenges. But as you heard the Premier indicating that everybody needs to take some sort of responsibility for the number of crises that a number of metros are facing.
All right, Heidi Giokos, thank you for that report.